In this practice, we'll be using 2 chairs. We'll find fullness in the upper body. This is a great practice to do in the morning. We'll begin seated. Come to the very front of your chair. Hopefully your chair doesn't have much cushioning because it's best to feel your sits bones on the chair. Take your left foot back so that the toenails are pressing on the floor. Give yourself a nice thigh stretch here, the whole front side of the leg, and scoot your toes back slightly. Just get this nice fullness of your breath. Release your left foot back to right under your left knee and take your right foot back. Just reach it back. Sometimes when you point your toes like this, it develops some slight cramping. So if that's the case, always come out of these poses. Inch your toes back just a little bit more, and you have to be right at the edge of your seat. If that requires holding onto the chair in front of you, by all means do that, and just reach it back a little bit further. But sit as tall as you can. Release your right foot back. Take your left foot in the same way, inch it back. And as you do, press your toenails so that the top of the foot is slightly lifted. If you're pressing your toenails really firmly, you're engaging all the way from the toe tips to the pelvis. You're engaging the muscles of your legs. Inch your toes back just a little bit more. Press the toenails down. Really engage the leg. Release your left foot. Take your right foot back again. Inch your toes back. And as you do, press your toenails very firmly. Get tall. Release. Now let's take both feet back. I have a little bar on my chair, and it's a little difficult to get the foot slipped under. So just be careful as you do this. You can take your hands forward so that you can get a nice full stretch of both legs at the same time. As you press your toenails down, you engage very nicely. Release your feet so they're right under your knees. Now we'll open up the front side of the body to create a feeling of liveliness from the pelvis all the way to the crown of the head. Feeling of openness. Interlace your fingers. Draw your interlaced fingers toward your chest and reach out so fully. Now draw the interlaced fingers toward your chest. Rock slightly forward on your sit bones. Open the chest nicely. Reach out and get a fullness of the back body stretch. Draw in and reach out. In breath draws in. Draw your breath in through the nostrils. Exhale, reach out. Draw in. And exhale, reach out. Release your hands to the tops of the thighs and sit tall. As you sit tall, take your left hand down to your chair seat. Take your right arm up and reach over. And inhale. Take your right hand down to the chair seat, hold on. Take your left arm up, spread your left fingers, reach the left fingers over to the right. Inhale, lift up. So we're stretching through the side body to find more fullness to the front body. Let's do that again. Hold on to the chair with your left hand. Take your right hand behind your head. Draw the top of the throat, right here. Draw the top of the throat back. Reach your right elbow up and over. And enjoy a slightly different stretch to the side body. Now free your hand, reach over. Inhale, rise up. Take your right hand to the chair, take your left hand to your head. Draw from the top of the throat back. Reach your left elbow up. Reach it over. Invite your breath to expand so fully into the side body. Now from there, extend, reach out. Inhale, rise up. We'll interlace our fingers again. And as you draw in, as we did before, and reach out, you draw in to expand, you reach out. Now keeping that action, let's combine it with a side stretch. So we draw in to rock forward on the sit bones. We reach out to draw back. On the next inhale, lift your arms up. Bend your elbows slightly. Look up. See if you can get your thumbs a little taller than your baby fingers. Reach over to the side. Now free your left hand, hold on to the chair just like we did, and just draw a little bit further. Inhale, rise up, interlace your fingers again, draw in to expand. Exhale, reach out. Inhale to rise up, look at your thumbs, reach your thumbs up, baby fingers down, reach up. Now free your right hand, hold on to the chair, reach over to the side. Invite your breath to expand through the left side ribs. Inhale, rise up. With your interlaced fingers behind you, press the knuckles to the low back, draw your heart forward. Take the interlaced fingers just slightly away from your low back. With your elbows bent, draw your heart down just a little bit more. See if you can take the interlaced fingers up just a little bit higher. Now inhale and rise up to come out of the pose. Press your knuckles back to your low back. Draw the top of the throat back. Inch your interlaced fingers over toward your left side. And with that, squeeze the elbows toward each other. So your left elbow hugs in. The belly wants to come forward, so see if you can draw from the navel back to the spine to get a little bit more tone in the belly area. Stay tall. Draw your right ear just slightly toward your right shoulder. Now, inhale and rise up. Take your interlaced fingers back to your low back. Hug your elbows in. Draw your heart down slightly. Take your interlaced fingers slightly away from you. Reach them up. Elbows can be slightly bent here. Inhale, rise up. Scoot your interlaced fingers over to your right side. Draw your right elbow toward your left. And again, draw from the navel back. So rather than belly way forward, you've got more tone. Keep on hugging the elbows in toward each other. And draw your right ear toward your right shoulder. And lift your head up. Release your hands. If you scooted your second chair away from you, grab it again. With the second chair in front of you, take your feet nice and wide apart. Reach your hands on the chair and allow your head to release down. Press your hands very firmly on the chair in front of you. Let your heart just keep on softening down. You might even want to karate chop the chair, meaning the baby finger side of your hand is really pressing in. It's a strong engagement. Or if you want to go a little bit deeper, bend your elbows. Press your elbows on the chair in front of you. With your hands in a prayer position, reach your thumbs back toward your shoulders. Keep on pressing their elbows quite strongly against the chair. This is a way to wake up the upper back to create a little bit more engagement in the shoulders, but yet a releasing feeling in the neck. Now place your hands back to the chair seat. Lift yourself up. Heel toe your feet so they're now hip distance apart in front of you. Before we close the practice, let's work on a little hip action. So come forward on the front of your chair seat. Draw your right knee in, and on its own power, if possible, reach it out or support it with interlaced fingers. Hug it in again for lots of hip flexion. Reach out, draw in, and reach out. Now place your right foot on the floor and inch it back so that you get a thigh stretch. Now you get hip extension. We went from hip flexion to hip extension. Sit tall in this pose. Release your right foot with the left leg lifted. Hug in, reach out, hug in, reach out, and release your left foot down. Sneak the toes back so that you get this nice fullness to the front side of the leg. Release back so that your feet are right under your knees. With your hands right at your knees, draw your heart forward. Lift your chin. Exhale. Just draw the navel back. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. One more. Heart forward. Exhale. Get fullness to the back body. Lift up to come to a nice alignment. And if you'd like, you can step your feet to the chair in front of you and take your pelvis back so that you have this nice full support as you just close your eyes and take your attention to your breath. And as you breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, can you soften your facial muscles? Can you hear the sound of your breath? The ease of your breath. You breathe in deep and out long. Nice ease to the in-breath and length to the out-breath. Thank you for joining me in the practice. Namaste.